just happen with the energy too.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the alaracanfieldshow, the Awaken Happiness Now global series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And yeah, the energies are wild. Well, we are moving into the full moon tomorrow, right? It's a strawberry super moon. So that could be part of the energies as well. So who knows what's happening, but there's a lot of extra energies, it feels like. So today, today, and the topic today, for example, is living paranormally. So you know that what does that mean to you? So we're going to talk about that. So we have on the show today, Kristen Numen is back with us. She was here in January and I think April, and now she's back, and we had a wonderful conversations both times. And today we're talking about living paranormally. So what does that mean? Creating your own daily practices, connecting with spirit, protection of energy, movement of energy in the body. We're going to talk about bringing more joy into your life, expanding your chakras and spiritual gifts, learning how to balance emotions, being around those that don't believe in spirit, being around those with low and or negative frequencies. We're going to talk about living with more clarity on your purpose and how to use your spiritual gifts. And we're going to be talking about mastering your ego. And of course, so much more. We'll be taking live caller questions as well. So for those of you who are already here, you can raise your hand or type your question in the chat. If you're watching on Facebook, because I know some of you do, we don't take questions on Facebook, so join the Zoom the best you can, okay? And for those of you who don't know Kristen, like I said, she was here with us in January and April. She is a Kundalini Reiki master and teacher. She has a channel. She's a medium. She's a psychic. All sorts of wonderful stuff. She has wonderful programs that she shared with us. But also, what I really like is that she's so connected to spirit, and when she does readings, which is what she's offering on this program, they are spot on and really helpful. So. And we're going to get Kristen to share a little bit more about her story, just a tad, because, she's still fairly new to us. So please welcome Kristen and join me in welcoming her to the show. And also at the same time, please open up your energy fields, open up your heart to receive the energies, receive the wisdom, receive the frequencies for whatever it is that is for your highest good. All right. So thank you so much for everyone for being here. And Kristen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Always a joy to be in your energy, Alara. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, it's going to be a fun show. We already know the energies are already, I don't know, they're off the wall. They're not normal. So, we're talking about living paranormally. So, what does that mean, right? So, so let's get started, Kristen. Do you want us to start off really quickly, just telling a little bit about yourself? Because I only shared a little tidbit here and there, but if you can share a little bit more, that'd be great.
Yes, absolutely. First, I want to do a shout out to my mom. Hi, Mom, Doris. My mom is always on. She's amazing. I love her. She's on everything I do.
Nice.
My journey started in 2016. I have severe heart problems. I've had several heart surgeries, and life was blah. Let's just put it that way. I kind of went day to day. I would try and be optimistic. However, I wasn't me. I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize that reflection. I was scrawny. I just didn't look like I had life in me anymore, which makes me very emotional. So I'm showing my vulnerability there. And that's how I teach also, is from my vulnerability. I wound up saying to God, there's got to be more to life than this. And in that split second, everything just turned on. I was seeing feathers everywhere. I love to garden, and I am not one that would see feathers out there. They were absolutely everywhere, in car windows, everywhere. The number 111, 1111, and then all the other number angels started as well. And it was a journey. I was in that sponge phase, when you're just starting to awaken and you're like, information, more, and you're looking and you're searching and you're like, oh my gosh. And all of my psychic abilities open: seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing, taste, smell, and then they shut them all off and then gave me the knowing and the feeling. And I had to master that, because those you have to really trust. When you see something, it's like, oh, I see that, I hear that, I know that. So they made me trust. And then I was on this egoic journey of shadow work and all of that. And that brought me to where I am today, which when you surrender to the universe, when you surrender to spirit, you will unlock so much joy. I promise you, you just won't, you can't even fathom the joy that the universe has to bring to you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely. And that's the thing, you know, with surrendering means, you know, getting out of your head, trying to control everything, and being willing to trust and have faith in the divine, and knowing that you're always connected. So please, you know, like people say, oh, let me connect you to, you're always connected. But
Yes.
it's like, are you focusing on the divine? Are you do you merge with the divine every day, right? Do you meditate? Do you make that connection, kind of thing? But you're always connected, okay? Just not from your head. That's
right. This is ego right here, not from that space.
Yeah, it's from your heart. And that's why I always talk about going from your head to your heart. And trusting and surrender are, you know, two of my lessons that I've been learning this lifetime as well. I'm sure many more, but those two. But I'm pretty good now. It's like, I'm good. I got it. No more lessons needed. I got it. Right. And that's what, you know, when you start to surrender to the spirit, to the divine, when you start to trust spirit and the divine, God, whatever name you'd like to choose, and you follow the guidance, right? Then you start to receive even more, and you start to see the magic even more. You know, even like today, I was walking with the boys for a walk, and it looked stormy, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I just want them to poop, you know. So basically I'm telling the universe, I just want them to poop. And so in that moment, you know, Timmy did his business, and then I was like, okay, you know, I'm looking at the skies, like clouds everywhere, stormy clouds, but there was like one little bit of like a little bit of sun, like a little bit, right? And I was like, oh yes, I just need a little bit of time just so that, you know, Neo can poop, and then we're good. Then we can go home. And so then that little piece of light opened up more and more and more. Neo did his business, and we hustled back. We hustled back home, and it was great. But it's like, I talk to the universe that way, saying what I need. I just need them to poop, you know, so just give me 5 minutes, right? And give me some, you know, light, right? So that's magic. If you can see that, and if you can appreciate that, that is you talking to the divine, and the divine responding to you, right? So what was I controlling? The weather. But basically I was just saying, I just need 5 minutes so that you can poop. Then it's like, then you can do your, you know, whatever you want to do with the weather. I'm good. Right. So it's not like I was asking for something insane. Right. But it's like that communication, right? And that knowing that you're connected, and you can communicate with the divine from, you know, even something silly like just need 5 minutes. Right. So that's beautiful. I mean, you can recognize that. Just for me, it's about recognizing the beauty. Like I had to drive to the store, and I was like, it's so beautiful. At this point, it was like clouds, beautiful clouds, blue sky, the green fields, like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Thank you, God. Right. You know, I see this scene all the time, right? But it's different every time because of the light and everything. But for me, that's a gift from the divine, from the universe, right? Sharing with me.
Yes.
I can talk more and more and more, but let's.
No, I 100% get it, especially with the dogs and getting them to poop before a storm. I'm in Florida, and that's like success.
Exactly.
Yes, I can do anything.
If they can poop when we're walking, then they're not going to poop in my yard. So it's like, but part of the, you know, so we're with spirit, right? Connecting with the divine, and that's part of the daily practice, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the daily practice a little bit more, so that it doesn't have to be like difficult. It doesn't have to be like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting down for 2 hours. It absolutely is not that at all. If you're doing that, let's talk.
Let's talk. I must be an underachiever then, because simplify it. And it's funny because Spirit will always say, this isn't rocket science, Kristen. And sometimes they call me Christy by my nickname. This isn't rocket science. They're like, simplify it. Because I'm like thinking, you know how we think all of these big thoughts, okay, I'm spiritual now. So what does this mean? I meditate for 5 hours. I eat totally clean. Guess what? Girl needs her Cheetos and her Rocky Road fudge. It is all about moderation. I do eat mindfully. I do bless my food, but I will be sitting there speaking with spirit as I'm eating my Cheetos, and I'm very happy about it. But what are these things? getting up and waking up with intention, not grabbing your phone right away. What is your intention for the day? Greet the day. Greet your guides. Good morning. I say hi to my plants that are like 50 billion of them in this room over here. I greet my animals and I snuggle with them. My husband's there too. He's normally sound asleep, so I try not to bug him until he actually wakes up. But it's just the mindfulness. And it's just being aware and using all of your senses. It can be as simplistic as that. But even as, what's your intention for the day? What's your intention if you're going to meditate? What do you intend for meditation? Being mindful, seeing the joy in each day, practicing gratitude. I like starting the day with practicing gratitude, ending the day with practicing gratitude. So right before going to sleep, your mind isn't going, oh, this happened, that happened, what's going on here, and oh, that. You're setting your space, you're setting your frequency to a higher level as you fall asleep with that gratitude, and then putting the intention in as to what you would like to do during this dream time. But it's also automatic writing and being aware, and not just seeing things and people, it's seeing them with your third eye, seeing them with your heart space, seeing the joy on their face, how they light up when they talk about their children, grandchildren, their job, whatever it is, you celebrate things with them, their joys, and are there for them if they need someone as well. It's just being mindful throughout your day, and that awareness. What numbers are you seeing? What does it mean? I always call it Nancy Drewing it, where we have to figure it out and be our own, mystery novelist. Yeah, your own detective work, and figure things out. So what numbers do you see? That keeps repeating itself. And sometimes you get this smack in the head and, oh, I've been seeing that a lot today. What does this mean? Can you reveal, guides, what this means? Having that interaction is also the other thing. So if you forget something, play with spirit, 100%. Play games with spirit. Spirit, I'm going over here. Can you get me a parking spot in the front? That would be great. Or can you remind me what did I forget? You knew you forget something. What did you forget? It happens to me all the time, and every single time without fail, they bring back. Can you bring back what was said? Or if I'm out and all of a sudden I'm starting a channel and I'm at the plant nursery and I don't have my book with me to write and everything, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of doing something here. Can you keep that in my head and bring it forward again when I get home? And lo and behold, they do. As you go throughout the day, you're like, I remember what this is, and then I can channel it and write it down. So just those practices, not overwhelming, right? Just nice, simplistic ways of living your life that you can incorporate.
I love that. It's beautiful. And it's simple, right? It's simple and it's easy, and it's something we all can do. And that's what we have to start trying to incorporate, practices that we can all do easily. It doesn't, like, Kristen said, it doesn't have to be difficult.
Yes, exactly.
Those days of sitting in the mountaintop, for hours on end, years on end, that's not what we're here to do this time around. Okay.
Right.
So let's, so we're talking about, little things like those little exercises, but I was also talking about like the joy that I got from just the beauty around me, right? And knowing that it was spirit that brought that little bit of sunshine so that, you could do this business. That brings me joy. When I see, the sunset and the sun shining, that brings me joy. When I see rainbows, when I see butterflies, all those little things for me, bring me joy. I love seeing them, right? But it's also about, talking to people, right? Talking to your friends, talking to your family members. What brings you joy? When I hear my kids laughing, I mean, that's the biggest joy there is. Or when I see, Neo and Timmy playing and happy and joyful, it's like, that brings me joy. So what brings you joy? Do more of that. But let's also talk about our gifts, right? Our chakras, our energy field, our energy system. How can we bring more joy into that? Because it doesn't have to be a chore and work. Okay. So, right. So for me, part of my joy is doing these calls and doing these shows. Like before we went live, I was like laughing like a giddy schoolgirl. I was like, oh, I haven't had a conversation with you guys in a few days. It's been since Thursday, right? So it brings me joy to do these shows and doing my own calls, right? So what can we do, all of us, to bring more joy into our life? Because as we do that, We raise our vibration, we raise our frequency, we add, or we increase our light frequency just by the frequency of joy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And when we do that and we practice the gratitude each and every day, and I actually wrote down this morning when I was thinking about the show today, the guides are like, right. So I wrote down a few things, and I actually wrote things in quotes because they say different, they just tell me things verbatim that I write down. So one of them is gratitude is the attitude for expansion on all levels, is what they said, which brings me a lot of emotion because they're just like, woof, right here. So let me ask them to step back just a bit. So if you feel overwhelmed by emotion throughout the day, maybe it's your guides or loved ones that are really close, just ask them just to step back just a tad. But you can reset your frequency points to your vibrational level. So you can reset it from down here to up here with this practice of gratitude, and it resets your frequency point, and then you live from that higher frequency. This is all a frequency game in this road, right? Yes, we have those poo days where we don't feel as wonderful, but that's again the navigation of it. But talking about the chakras and expanding all of that, seeing nature, seeing Gaia for who she is, seeing things that spiders and I have an interesting relationship. I am petrified of them and they tend to really like me. So we have an understanding. I love to garden. What's in the garden? In Florida. And they're like bionic bugs. I don't mean like little spiders. I mean like wolf spiders, man. They're huge. We have an understanding. So when I'm gardening, I will ask, I always say, okay, I'm out here gardening. Please let me be aware of your presence. And lo and behold, you know, pun intended, my spidey sense will detect something and I'll lean back and look, and there's a web right there with a spider in it that I could have stuck my head in. Gratitude, baby, right there. Thank you. Thank you. I love you from a distance, but spiders, man. But also being in nature and grounding yourself, again, things, doing hobbies, trying something new, being in love and joy and happiness, being with family, being with friends, doing things that you enjoy, that really grounds you and gets you in your body. And it really helps. Specifically, they're saying the lower chakras, you know, like the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, but it really, when you have more of the energy flowing, it does have an effect like water, you know, going through a brook. It's affecting all of your other chakra points. But when you sit and you meditate, or you're sitting outside and just being, just putting your hands together. I tend to go like this. This is a Reiki thing for Kundalini Reiki, where you go Reiki balance and you can turn it on. And with the intention of balancing your chakras, any yuck that you need to get out of there, any psychic debris, shrapnel type of stuff that you need to get out of your auric field and out of your energetic fields. And you can call upon your guides of the highest to come forward and assist you in doing so. How long? And ask them, how long do I need to sit here? And you might hear 5 minutes, or you might just know I need to sit here for 8 minutes. That's pretty specific, you know, that kind of thing. And they will let you know, or sometimes they'll say before sleep, and you just feel intuitively, right before I sleep tonight, I need to lay down and do a cleansing. But everyone is their own, you're a healer in your own right. Everybody has this Kundalini life force energy within their being, and you can command this awakening of your own healing ability and use that, and also invite in your guides of the highest to assist you in expanding those chakra points. Also, eat your chakra colors. The mindfulness of it. I have a smoothie every morning. My mom is going to make a face because I put spinach in it, and she's like, ew, it's green. So, you know, I use all of these different, I use turmeric, the color of the turmeric, the color of the strawberries, the mangoes. I put everything in there, and banana, and I'm mindful that I'm eating my chakras. So when I'm drinking it, it's like I'm cleansing and clearing, and that's the intention I put on it. So your intention directs where the flow of energy goes. And I'm telling you, it can be absolutely anything. Maybe your writing is cleansing through your body because you program it to do so. That might sound strange, but hey, this is all about letting your inner weird out, and whatever vibes for you is what works for you. So just because I'm saying this, well, Kristen said, maybe that doesn't vibe with you. Go with your gut, with your intuition, with your heart space. What flows for you? What feels like you just feel free? It's cleansing and energetically moving all of these points in there, if that makes sense for you.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you. I love that. And you know, one of the points you said early on in this little bit of the conversation was around the frequency set point, right? So we have control of our energy, right? So we all, that, you know, just like we have control of our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, we also have control of our energy. So we are responsible for it, and we can change it, and we whatever we need to do. But please know that is something under your power and control. It's not, you know, yes, we get affected by the collective, we get affected by the moon and the stars and the this and the that. Yes, to a point, but then also you can always come back to yourself and say, all right, but even with that, all that going on, I am a sovereign being. My energy is here to support me. It's all here to support me. So please remember that. Don't become a victim or think that you're a victim of stuff. Okay, because you're not a victim. You're a powerful sovereign being, and it's time for you to claim that power, reclaim that power, however you want to say it. Okay, but you have it. So then we're talking about emotions, right?
Yes.
So sometimes we get caught up in our emotions, we get caught up in our thoughts, we go down little spirals, right? And sometimes it's fun to see, I mean, I do this, sometimes it's fun to see how far I can go down that spiral. It's like, okay, let's see how far I can go. All right, well, okay. And then I stop. It's like, okay, that's enough, right? But so again, it's about knowing that we are responsible. We can control our emotions, we can balance our emotions, and we can protect our emotional field, our energy field as well, right?
Yes, 100%. That's very important, people. Protection is very, very important. I always say, whenever you're eating, if you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you want to check in. How's Kristen feeling right now? How am I feeling right now? And you're able to check your frequency, and oh, I forgot to protect myself. That's why I feel so drained, or I feel extra drained. So you can call some, extra soldiers to come forward to assist you. Archangel Michael, I need the big guns, that kind of thing. So bring them all forward, and have that protection plan in place. Vital.
And if you don't like the word protection, use the word strengthen your energy field. Okay. So I used to, in the past, I used to say shields up, like in Star Trek, right? Shields up. And that would be my intention to, strengthen my energy field, not letting anything in, especially if I was like going to Walmart or something like that, or in a big crowd, like a concert or something. I definitely want to strengthen my field and not let other things influence me as much. Okay. So just remember that. Shields up. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be any more complicated. You know what your intention is with shields up. Okay. Right. All right. So now one of the big questions people have is like, how can we have clarity on our purpose? How can we live with purpose? How can we use our spiritual gifts? Look, I have two big, huge spiders up there. They drive me crazy. They're the dandy long legs, so my husband's like, yeah, they don't do anything. Just leave them alone. It's like, okay, fine. But, as long as they're not on top of me. So they're over there. So that's...
I'm okay with those. It's the ones that look beefy that I have a real problem with, that look like they can just pick you up and just carry you.
I don't like spiders. I don't like bugs at all. And flies are my nemesis. I swear to God. Anyways. And I've talked to them. The people say talk to them and tell them to go. I've warned them too. Anyways.
they tend to not really listen, but so emotions, right? So when you navigate your emotions are a tool. That's the biggest thing. So when you're living paranormally, it's great to feel great, right? It's easy to say, oh, I'm so spiritual, but you know what? I have days where I just feel like total and utter poop. You just don't feel great, and you can't put your finger on it. So ask, what is this trying to reveal to me? You might have memories that pop up from the past that want to be looked at. Maybe it's something recent. Maybe it's something not even from this lifetime. Maybe you're having these weird dreams because they're from past lives, alternate realities, dimensions, space and time. So navigating your emotions and asking it what it wants and what it's trying to tell you and inviting your guides in to assist you is key and is very powerful, because I'll ask my guides, can you cheer me up? Because, you know, kind of not feeling it right now. And sometimes we don't want to feel it. We want to be moody and we want to be in our funk. And sometimes we just have to be that way. Or someone will say something to me and, you know, I want to react in a nice way, but it's like, don't do it, don't do it. You did it. And it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. What am I navigating here? What am I meant to learn? That type of thing. So the power of emotions, honestly, I can't say enough about it, because it really does lead to so much growth on the other side of it, because we're going through a lot of different things. There's emotions that the collective is feeling. There's emotions that you're feeling, that your family's feeling. There's like all these different things that are going on. You're scrolling through Facebook, you're going through Instagram, you're interacting with people throughout the day. It's all of this stuff that's hitting you from different areas. So being mindful about what you're feeling, what feels good, what feels icky, what feels off, and being able to fine tune and navigate. I can tell when something is off. I am very good at, especially with my heart stuff, I know what is mine and I know what is not mine. Okay, heart palpitations, these are not mine because they're different. They have a different energetic signature. I can tell you like that, what it is and what it is not. So practicing that, checking in with yourself. We don't like, and we tend to run away from those low vibrational feelings, especially when we're feeling fear and anxiety. That's actually a superpower, because my fears, if I didn't charge through my fears, I would not be sitting here with Alara and all of you right now. Because when Spirit told me that I needed my face to be out there and to speak, I was like, no, you're wrong. I'll write stuff all the live long day, but I'm not going on there. It was very awkward. If you see me on my YouTube channel, it's weird, and I'm weird, and I embrace that now. But look at what your emotions are trying to tell you. It's vital in your spiritual growth, and it's actually a superpower. The anxiety that I would get when Spirit would come forward, because I was afraid of being wrong. Navigating all that information. I was afraid to look at things of my past or things that you might be ashamed of, jealousy or anything like that. Look at it for what it is. Now is the time, and now is the age where we're supposed to look at these vulnerable aspects of ourselves and bring it forward. This is also part of mental health, right? So living paranormally really helps the health and well-being of each spirit and soul on a deep, deep level, and it brings deep, deep joy with it on the other side. The shame, the traumas, whether you were a bully, you were bullied, anything like that at all, look at it for what it is. Ask your emotions what it's trying to tell you. How are you trying to navigate it? I could have handled this better. You wouldn't be that way now. You've risen above that. Who you were then is not who you were now. And then you can have gratitude for that. There's so much joy in looking back at yourself, even a week. And as you know, Alara, being so connected to Spirit, you can have such growth literally overnight. And it can feel like a year happened within 24 hours. And it is massive. You can feel like you're in a funk for a while because you're shedding things. Sometimes I'll say, what is this trying to tell me? Okay, I'm shedding stuff. So I meant just to, some days I'm just going to be sitting down and again, watching Blacklist or NCIS, and I'm just going to sit there and have my Cheetos and be very happy with myself. And then the next day I feel good and replenished. Maybe I need to clean. You know, maybe I need to clean everything up, which is also an intention. By cleaning this outer world, it's cleaning stuff inside and allowing things to come up as well. So remember, intention is everything. So why do I feel the need to clean right now? Maybe you had revelations and you're sweeping away all that stuff now, and you're saging and it's cleansing and getting ready for the new. So navigate, write things down, have a journal to be able to write, so you can understand your patterns, your habits. It can be around the full moon. You can tell where you're at different times of the month. You have to find your pattern, if that makes sense. Your own energetic signature can tell you how you flow with spirit.
And that comes from being present, being aware, being the observer, right? So that is key for everything in our lives. And when stuff is coming up, stuff is coming up. And, it's been interesting the past couple of months. So much stuff has been coming up, old stuff. And I look back at it without judgment, because like, you know what, that experience has brought me to where I am now, right? So don't look at anything with judgment, whether it's for yourself or somebody else. Like, nope, that's brought me to where I am now. And, what else was going on at that time that I was not able to see? I was not able to see it. I couldn't process it, whatever happens to be. So maybe I'm processing it now, right? So allow yourself to just be the witness, right? With compassion for yourself and for everybody. And just observe, things that come up and say, okay, is this still teaching me something, like Kristen said, or is this just being released now because the energy has shifted and I'm letting this go now? Okay, so a lot of times that's all it is. It's just like getting the awareness, getting the acknowledgement, and letting it go. It's not about reliving, and it's not about, oh my God, I've gone backwards. No, you can't go backwards.
Right.
Right? So it's like, don't worry about that. But yes, emotions will teach you so much, will give you so much information about yourself. And that's what all this is about, is you learning who you are. So Kristen talked about learning patterns, and patterns are just, how do you normally think and feel and behave, right? And we all have patterns, right? We all have stuff that we do regularly. But the more that we are able to be aware of them, the less effect they have on us. They're not as strong, right? So that the patterns can be loosened up and then, eventually dissolved or let go of. So just, it's important to be aware. Yeah, absolutely. What else? Where are we going to talk about? How to use your spiritual gifts. Did we talk about that? And living with more clarity on your purpose?
Yes. So I believe the guides had, because they're telling me to look, and I'm like, okay, look at what? Isn't it funny when you get certain things and you have these conversations with guides? So developing your gifts. Reading, writing, arithmetic, we learn all of that in school. What we learn at the start of our spiritual awakening is, oh, we can hear, see, feel, know, sometimes taste and smell. But that is not it. As a lot of you know, because Alara's going, there are so many infinite rabbit holes that you can just go right down into. I thought, when you have straight hair and you're like, oh, I want your curly hair. And my daughter has curly hair. And she's like, oh, I want straight hair. You always want what you don't have. So if you are a feeler, I want to be a seer. But I promise you, what you are seeking seeks you. That's the state of surrender, trust, and allowing. So remember I said at the beginning, when I started this journey and all of my gifts opened up, because the guides are like, you needed to see it and believe it. And then they took all of it away, and they gave me the knowing, the claircognizance, and the feeling, the clairsentience. And I was like, man, did I draw the short straw? What happened here? But I had to learn to trust myself when I was navigating and channeling. Now I'm actually learning, and this is information that's going to be coming out in the future as well. You can be an empathic astrologer. You can feel the energy of someone's chart. You can feel the energy of others and be an empathic healer. These are superpowers embedded in all of these gifts. We each have a fingerprint for a reason, which makes us unique here on this earth plane. Our spirits are unique, and we have all of these beautiful, amazing gifts. There are people that open portals, that heal portals, cleanse the ley lines. Allow your gifts to open by just allowing things to unfold. I've helped a few people, and they were saying, I just want to feel. I want to feel. I can't feel. But what do you have now? Dive into that. Because there's more that it's trying to teach you and show you. And then all of a sudden you're going to start channeling, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just felt that. And then you're going to have so much gratitude. And then it opens more and more and more. Because the kicker here is, what's blocking me? What's blocking me? Right here. Mm-hmm. This is blocking you. And that's like, oh man, I knew it all along. You know, it's all is mind, right? It is a matter of mind. They're actually telling me, look, what do you want me to look at? Okay, so we continually ride this wave. Allow your gifts to unfold by surrendering to them. So they're wanting me to bring that back again. Allow your gifts to unfold by surrendering to them. So, okay, they're just trying to reiterate again, when you surrender to what you have, it brings an unfolding of more. And it really allows you to understand this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm meant to do. This is what I was born to do. And you'll notice your growth because you'll have more creative ability. I love to garden, like I said 90 times already, if you haven't heard me, and I love to design. I do not have a degree in interior design or anything, but I can look at things now and see how it can be. Or how about this? And just looking, I redesigned my home. We were going to move, and I'm like, no, I love this home. So we redesigned it. So your creativity goes through the roof. You just feel full of life. You can tell when you're growing spiritually because your emotions also will help you navigate your growth as well. And when Alara was talking, and sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, this is the wave of spirituality. It's not rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns all the time, as we know, because we're like, spiritual, I'm all spiritual. Oh my gosh, this is it. Like, you're taken on a roller coaster ride of shadow work. What? No one talks ego death? Get out of here. And this is all on this beautiful path, but you can take 20 steps forward and like 150 back. That's what it feels like. But the guides are going 20 steps forward, 150 back. But look, you're spiraling up. Mm-hmm. So you're not going really backwards because they see movement as growth. Stagnant is you don't want stagnant energy. Movement is growth. Whether it's backwards or forwards, it's movement. Therefore, it's growth. That's what the guides always say. We see things as good or bad because we feel it that way. But if you didn't have, oh, if this didn't happen, then I wouldn't have seen this. So just navigating it that way as well. Don't see it as I'm taking this huge step back now. What just happened to me? Oh, there's some good growth that's going to be coming, because when you take that big whoa step back, or you're feeling the blah in your energy, that's going to be a catapulting leap forward. So hold on to something and really ground, because you're really taking a leap forward, and that's actually a really good sign. And when you live paranormally and you understand how you work, then I understand that I'm also someone that needs her alone time. I am very highly empathic, and I like to be home. I like to be out in my garden, float in my pool, be with my family, my animals, and I need to recharge often. That is the nature of Kristen, and it is okay. Some people only need like snippets to recharge, and they can go right back out there again. So notice what your patterns are and how you're moving and flowing as well. That's another thing for you too. But don't be so hard on yourself, because if I have someone that says, do you want to go out to eat or something like that, I'd really like to, but I really have to recharge. I just flat out say, I need to recharge my battery. And they know that, okay, well, when you're recharged, hit me up, because we're going to go out to lunch. So, and then my energy is there and I'm fully there with that individual, and it's just so much more enjoyable, you know? So I'm trying to say something else. Navigate the depths of your mind, for this is spiritual growth. So they're really having you really sit with yourself. And they say, and this just comes from mindfulness and really looking at the depths of yourself. And that's going to come with a meditation that'll be later as well. We're going to look in the depths of the self and what is presenting for you. And all the guides, they're coming in a bit closer now, because I feel like someone's sitting on my chest. So if you tend to feel things like that, notice the shift in energies. That's not my heart stuff. That's actually the guides coming a bit closer, because more work is being done and more energy is needed. So they come a bit closer. I teach, again, by not only my vulnerability, but what I'm feeling, seeing and knowing and hearing. I always make sure I let you all know that, because it may sound like a lot. We can have a lot of emotions and thoughts in about 5 seconds. And my husband will go, that's a lot of words you just said in like 2 seconds. But it's so true, right? We can think all of these different things and be all these things all at once. So when someone says that's the feeling that I get, I understand that now. So bringing you clarity and all of that, finding your clarity that is your unique energetic signature is important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what you said. It's about, we all want to have like all these different gifts, but be an allowance for the gifts you already have and be grateful for them and use them. And then you'll find that the other gifts start to open up more, right? And that's the thing. If you don't use the gifts you already have, they're not going to open up the other gifts for you.
Right.
Because, basically you're saying, no, I don't want these. Well, they're not going to give you any more. Right. So it's like, be grateful for the gifts you have, use the gifts you have, as the best you can, and then just be an allowance. I mean, I found that that's how I did it. I didn't have any. Okay, that's not true, but I didn't think I had any gifts when I first started. Right. But then when I started doing the work, which I was guided to as well. And then other things just started opening up by themselves. I didn't have to force it. I didn't have to say, like, why isn't this opening up? Why isn't that opening up? No, it's just like, it just started on its own, because I was using the gifts I already had that I was aware of. And for some of you, you're going to be in your head and you're going to say, but I don't know what my gifts are. Just come back to your heart, be an allowance, ask your guides, what are my gifts? What can I share? How can I express my gifts? Easily. You'll get the answers, but not if you're going from your heart, from your headspace and doubting and questioning and not coming from a place of surrender and trust.
Right. Asking is a very big thing. Being able to ask your guides, what are my gifts? What are you drawn to with your human senses? Do you tend to see things? You can pinpoint, someone's like, oh, look at this beautiful picture, and you notice someone's toenail color. I mean, like that kind of thing. You can see the bug that's on the tree over there. Clairvoyance. So what do you feel? I love that, how the air feels outside, or you're empathic, the sympathy, the empathy that you have for other people. You're a feeler. So navigate what you have with your own human senses. And that's a key as to what your gifts are. And then it's just developing them. Guides, help me develop my gifts. And then you want to bumping into somebody that is open to their gifts, or, oh, I love this person on YouTube, or check out this person. And you get directed to different books and different things to help you on your path. That's how the universe works. That's how spirit works. But a lot of times I would always forget to ask. And I would say, this never happened. And the guys are like, did you ask? Oh yeah, I forgot to ask, because that was a thing,
And you don't need to know who your guides are to ask a question.
No, it's not like you have to say them by name, because a lot of them don't have a name, don't care about a name. I nagged Mantis for a while in order to finally get a name. And it took almost a year for him to say his name was Ka'an. I'm like, was that so difficult to say? Your name was Ka'an? But they can be funny, and just go with it. And you don't need to do certain chants, certain incantations. It's just speaking to them because they are friends, and they're there with you all of the time. This morning I went outside and I was talking to my neighbor's huge tree that I have such joy with this oak tree, because he just hangs into my yard in this side garden, the shade garden that I have. And I was talking to the tree and I was singing light language, and it looked like the tree was dancing, but nothing else was moving. When I was looking at other high trees, they weren't moving. And I'm like, are you dancing to my song? These are the conversations I have. And when I looked, I said, can you let me know that we're communicating right now? And I'm telling you, there was a certain branch, and I can't explain it other than the fact that it was the energetic connection I had with this tree. It was like that branch saw me and reached out to me energetically. And there is no feeling in the world like that. And I was just taken aback by going, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for that. And it's hard to describe, but it was an energetic, magnetic connection with this tree, because I stopped and took a moment to connect. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we're in the place of, let me pick up the phone, let me do this. And you don't want to wait for things to download. So you're here, there, and everywhere. And when you slow down and breathe and take a breath and take a moment to ask something, do you see me? How do I communicate with you? And allow the answer to flow through. We want things like automatically, and it's like, just let it come to you and flow to you, and see the connections you have with different beings and elementals and all of that as well. Important.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. So I know we're going to do, did you want to talk any more about the mastering your ego? I think we talked a bit about that, right? Already?
Yeah, we talked about mastering the ego, which again is a wave. But when you're navigating all of this and you have certain spiritual practices in place, you open that window of connection. So even when you're in it, when my husband was not feeling well and he was sick and I was freaking out, oh my gosh, he has COVID, he has this, oh my gosh. And it was just crazy. And the guides are like, he's going to be 75% better tomorrow. He's going to walk right out of here and be good. And lo and behold, he was 75% better the next day. He walked right out of the emergency room and he was so much better. It allows the opening for spirit to come through, even when your mind is like in the hot and heavy and freaking out. Navigating your ego is a gift. We're here for a reason, and the ego is what makes us human. Doesn't sound right? The ego is a gift, and the ego can trip us up sometimes, because I'll feel so spiritual and then I trip over my own feet, or something like that, or I've succumbed to the fear or something like that as well. But being able to navigate, everything's working out best case scenario, I trust, I understand, and I trust. So speak to yourself, because I will say to my guys, this is one thing that really does help me through, because feel the difference between your spirit, your all-knowing spirit, and your ego. We're two beings in this vessel. Feel both of it. It's very trippy, is the only thing that I can say, because when Kristen gets very upset and worried about something, I at the same time feel a sense of calmness. So those who are clairsentient out there, I know you can, Robin, you're shaking your head, you can feel the dynamics between them. And I'll say, spirit guides, Kristen's having a hard time with this. Can you just help a girl out? And sometimes they do things to make me laugh or do something to show that everything is all good. But it's about, again, trusting and surrendering, but it is a gift navigating the ego. And if you can get to that point where you're feeling your spirit, because you're doing your daily practices and you have that window open, that channeling connection for spirit to come through, you can start feeling these two beings. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. It's a very unique feeling. That's the only way I can say it. But Kristen can be very worried about something, and then spirit will come right through, and there's a sense of calm that comes with it. It's the weirdest feeling, but I'm telling you, it's something I really cherish now. So I don't just feel the fear, I feel both at the same time. So I know, oh, Kristen's just feeling this right now. That's my humanness, and I honor that and what she's feeling. And I trust my spirit as well. So there's another tip and information about navigating ego as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Good. All right, anybody have any questions? Are we taking caller questions today, Kristen?
If you want to, sure.
And we're also going to do a process, right?
Yes.
I mean, a
yes.
meditation. Okay. So if you have a question, we'll take a few and we'll just, see how we do for time. You can raise your hand or you can type your question in the chat. What do we want to limit these questions to, if anything?
What do we want to limit it to? Well, about what we're talking, like the living paranormally, that type of thing.
Okay, awesome. All right, Tanya has a question.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hello, people. I'm always happy to see you all. And my question is, like, I noticed when I'm tired, for example, I tend to have this, my ego tries to pull me into victim mode, like, oh, poor you, oh, they did such bad things to you. And I'm kind of I go into fight mode because I'm saying, shut up. No, you are not going into victim mode. Absolutely not. I don't want to feel these feelings. And I kind of, after 5 minutes, I notice I go back into this, kind of sadness. It's not kind of negativity. It's more like sadness.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the best thing to kind of shift, because I can only think of shifting out of that. Because I used to live in victim mentality for a long time in my life, probably until I was 30. And then I decided to change it because I had enough. And so now when I'm in a good mood and I'm like full of beans and I kind of go around and about, I'm fine. But as soon as I didn't sleep enough, or I feel tired, or something upset me that day, it's like eating into my brain, constantly, and I sometimes can't shake it off. Like difficult.
Okay, that is a really good question, Tanya. Okay, so there's a couple of different things. Let me just sit for just a moment because your guys are coming forward. And it's interesting because they say we celebrate you for that. And they say celebrate yourself, because even though it's like, oh, this is happening to me again, you have an awareness of that. That's huge. So that means you're not just succumbing to it, although it might feel that way, that you might spiral down. You have an awareness of this, and I don't want to go down that victim modality. So I'm asking your guys right now, can you clarify with the tired feeling, please? They're telling me two different things. They're going like this. They're going back and forth. Sometimes the tiredness is telling you to meditate. It's a certain kind of tired, like I have to lay down. And they're saying be very specific and ask, what is this trying to tell me? Because there's more of something, the inner child coming out, Mother Mary coming forward, and Kuan Yin wanting to say, there's something deeper for you to actually look at that you don't want to see anymore. You're like, I'm done with victim mode, but there's something more specific, and you know what that is. It's more of a trauma that doesn't want to be looked at. That's just asking to be lovingly looked at from an observer's point of view. Yes, you're going to have emotions. Yes, they're not going to be fun, but on the other side of it is something absolutely amazing and beautiful, and you will have such gratitude for the growth that you had from that. But they're actually telling me something else. They're showing me in the chakras. They're showing me the back sacral chakra. They're showing me the root chakra. So like stability and love and that kind of feeling is what they're saying as well from the past, saying that is not you anymore, but love what you, how are you saying this, please? Love what you were, because it made you who you are now. Love who you are now, because you know that you would not have put up with things like that in the past. So you can see the growth that's there. And they're saying one more thing as well. Can you please tell me? They're saying that there is growth in your words. So when we want to navigate things, sometimes us just navigating our emotions and our traumas and all of these different things can be just so beautiful and have a lot of growth for us. They're actually asking you to specifically speak because they're going, I don't know if you clear your throat a lot or something like that. I feel losing
Sometimes
voice.
I have stuck emotions in my throat.
Okay, speaking about it with like-minded souls. So having a group, a soul tribe where you're able to speak, or having a platform to be able to speak that way. Even if you do a video of yourself and you don't publish it just yet, people want to hear this because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going through it too. And then you start a dialogue, and that's where real healing and growth happens as well. Does that make sense? I hope that
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. I know I'm changing and growing, and I know that it's deep trauma inside, which is probably coming out because every time I feel sad, I kind of bring it up and I kind of try to release it bit by bit. I totally understand what you are saying. Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
You cleared it so much for me. Thank you.
Oh, good, Tanya. Let me know how you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanya. And I just want to share too for Tanya and anybody else as well. It's like, you know, you said you were in victim mode for 30 years, you know, and you're not any longer, which is great. But also that pattern of being in that victim mode was very strong. So of course it's going to come up from time to time. So don't judge it, just recognize it and then shift out of it, change out of it, right? But don't judge it, and don't judge your childhood, or don't judge any of the past, right? Because that's going to keep it stuck even more, right? So just be aware of it, observe it, and just recognize that all those experiences brought you to where you are now.
I know. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. All right, Pat, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi, Pat.
I just first wanted to say thank you both, Alara and Kristen, for your beautiful heart and soul and time and opportunity to present this space for us today. Thank you both so very, very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, as part of the advertisement for my buddy Kristen, I just wanted to tell everybody what a wonderful soul she is. I'm sure you're all picking up on that right now. But if the dealio that she's providing right now with this meeting through Alara is anywhere around what she did a couple months ago, it is the best value that you could possibly take the opportunity to take advantage of.
Thank you.
Very, very gracious, beautiful heart, both of you. Thank you so very much. Also, I wanted to share, very, very insightful. When we spoke, which really I connected with, is during our daily practice, always growing our roots from the soles of our feet into the earth, and the roots from our root chakra into the earth, and calling upon what I really connected with is calling upon all the minerals from the earth, and the power of the crystals and plant medicines has really, really helped my daily practice. So maybe that is a suggestion out to the community. Was very, very insightful, and thank you for that.
Oh, that's awesome, Pat. Good.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was just one of those things you said that all of a sudden you just knew intuitively, like, holy smokes, why in the heck didn't I think of that? It's just a light bulb went on, and it's ratcheted up my daily practice. So great appreciation for that insight. Thank you.
Thank you.
As far as the question, I've really kind of been struggling with anger. You know, you talked earlier about emotions and accepting the gifts of emotions and everything. And I always thought of my anger, even though it's gotten me, it's been very, very productive in my life. It's also been very, very destructive. And so I've been I was working very, very hard to control it, to beat it down and strangle it, and not really respecting it. But I've come to the realization and the intuitive realization that as long as that it can be a gift, as long as I don't react out of anger, but react more out of unconditional light and divine light and love, consideration, compassion, and empathy. And want to get any furthering thoughts you had on that.
Yes, and it's interesting because I don't remember what we spoke about. A lot of times, you know, when you channel, you don't have that memory, but they're saying, remember the high vibratory road of anger. Everything is duality. So everything has a high vibe and a low vibe. But they're saying using the passion of the anger, high vibratory, which is that solar plexus flame, is what they're talking about. And they're asking you to channel that energy creatively. And they show me you writing, channeling that creatively, you writing. Let me ask for clarity. They're showing me you're doing something with your hands. I don't know if you have ever thought of painting, but they're actually showing you putting your emotional story in with painting. I can see like the splats of colors and the texture. It's really interesting the way that they're showing it to me, but they're saying you are very expressive and they're asking you to embody that divine feminine within you, your empathic, clairsentient gift that you have, and bring that in the forefront as well. And I don't know how to say this where it doesn't sound like I don't want you overwhelmed by any means at all, because you being able to come out and saying, I'm an empath and I'm male is a huge thing in this world. So you being able to come out and being able to say, I have spiritual gifts. Yes, I'm a man. And this is how I navigate it. So being able to have a take on how you're navigating the energy is actually going to help, because it's the flow of energy. It's like when it's sitting there and you feel anger and it's stagnant, being able to speak about it allows more of that flow to come out as well. So again, talking and being able to, even if it's like a blog or something like that as well, having your creative outlets is going to help with that as well. And I know you're good with speaking to your guides and all of that, and they're saying ask us what it's trying to reveal to you as well. And just like, again, like Alara was saying, when we go through trauma and certain habits, however old we are, we have all of those years of those patterns, and it just doesn't break like that. So seeing yourself each and every day, oh, I was observant of that today. I'm really happy about that. Okay, I got angry, but I wasn't angry for as long as I used to be. Hey, great job. And being able, because I'll say things like that, Kristen, great job. You did this and you didn't get upset about it. Because just dropping, like I dropped a jar of pickled jalapenos all over the floor, it would have just like set me off, because I have 4 animals that were like boom, and I'm like, that's okay. And I was all excited and I was laughing. I'm like, the floor is really clean right here. And I was laughing about it. I'm like, wow, I didn't get upset about it. And that's huge growth for me. So being excited about the little things is actually huge to spirit as well. So just those little practices, and they're saying don't feel burdened by it. Don't, oh, I need to do, okay, now I need to do automatic writing. Okay, now I need to try and paint. Kristen said do this. And they're saying just go intuitively, exactly, intuitively. What am I going to do today? What am I going to do this week? What do I feel flows with me good this week? And do that. And then maybe you, okay, I like that. And then you incorporate it with the other things as well. But they're really talking about using the high vibration. So the higher vibration, I never thought of it this way, but higher vibration of anger is that creativity, that flame, that fire. And that's what they're talking about. So using your creativity and using your voice, because the men out there need to hear this. You know, I shared with you a few stories of some friends of mine, and I'll share with everyone here. I had a friend of mine from high school. I have the permission to share from his wife. Went to high school together. We were all in band. He actually committed suicide because he has these gifts and he didn't know how to navigate them. So it is so important. And I can't tell you what a joy it was to meet with you, Pat, because this is what Derek was trying to do. He couldn't speak about it. He was afraid to. And you're just speaking about it and talking about it and navigating all of this is a beautiful, amazing, and wonderful thing. And that alone is such growth. So keep on doing what you're doing because you are an amazing channel and you know what to do. So allow them to help you and navigate it.
Thank you, because that's the difficulty within me is because I felt shame about that empath, about that feminine aspect of me as a child, as I was beaten into submission to be a man. And to not be feeling and not be empathetic and not be considerate, but to suck it up and toughen up, little buttercup. And so that has just been such a structure to break through. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Much love
And that's, remember, we talked about sometimes your biggest woes are actually your greatest gifts, and that is your greatest gift. And isn't that, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Spirit would be like, okay, I'm going to go and reincarnate on earth now too. But it is something we really work towards, and wow, is the result on the other side beautiful. But celebrate every little bit, and it gets better and better. And go with your intuition, what they're asking you. What should I do today? What should I do this week?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. All right, so Clara had a question in the chat. She says, I was wondering if my guides are able to provide any inputs on any chakras that may be blocked. What chakras should I unblock?
Hi, Clara. Okay. Give me just a moment. Ooh. They're actually showing me a ping pong. I see like upper chakras, lower chakras. So I'm asking them to, can you hone it in, please? They're like up, down, up, down. Actually showing up the neck. Like the back of the heart chakra. Show me again. Back of the heart chakra and the back of the neck. So like the throat, the back of the throat chakra, so the throat and the heart, being able to express yourself fully. And there's something about love. They say fully embracing you. So I don't know what happened in the past that you felt you couldn't fully be yourself. Can you show me the bottom again? They're actually going like this. They're showing me your root and they go, good job, because you're being very mindful. If that makes sense. I see good job with 2 thumbs up. Good job with the root and being very mindful, grounding, that type of thing, laughing, being in the body. And they're just showing me more of the sacral and more of the solar plexus as well. So expression of self with the sacral, the creativity, just doing things that really bring you joy, making sure you have those moments for yourself. Because they're showing me go, 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 go. So they're saying, make sure that you sit back and have moments for yourself as well. But they do say good job, because I see a lot of mindfulness they're saying. And they gave me a flutter in the heart. Again, are you trying to tell me something else? They're taking me to your breath for some reason. So whatever that means for you, taking the moment to breathe, something like that. They're bringing me to your breath for some reason, if that makes sense. Oh, Clara, I'm go, 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 go. Okay. That's funny. But they're saying, take a moment to breathe, take a moment for a breath, and being mindful with that breath, just taking in that moment, asking for clarity, and things like that. I hope that makes sense. What are your thoughts on that, Claire? Okay, makes sense.
Good, awesome.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Clara.
Awesome. Angela has a question about how do we deal with people who are constantly around us with low or negative energies when we have no choice but to be with them? Is there a way we can shield up full time? Is our third eye affected by their presence and strained?
That is the question, isn't it? Right? That is the question. This is navigating life, right? So, okay. I'm going to close my eyes for a moment because Kristen has a lot to say about this, but we need channels. We need spirit, right? So let's bring spirit forward because we don't need to hear what Kristen has to say right now. It is about where they are. They're saying it only affects your third eye if you feel it affects your third eye. Remember, where attention goes and flows, what you think is, you know, I know a person that said, oh, I can't channel because I'm on Xanax. So I was afraid to take like ibuprofen or something like that. And the guides are like, you had your wisdom tooth pulled. They will say, take something to help the pain. And we're going to be here. We're still here. It's a matter of mind. Some people have deep feelings of, oh, if I'm around this person or, you know, that kind of thing, it's going to highly affect me. It will not. It will not affect the third eye. It will if you just have that abundant feeling that it's going to. But understand that everybody has their own path. Sometimes my husband is very spiritually aware, but not spiritually awakened. So although that I can share my information with him, sometimes I've got like really heavy emotional stuff and things that I want to share that are deep, and he's joking about it. And Kristen's like, so it's like, it's okay. So I just meet him where he's at. That is how my husband is processing the information. Sometimes he doesn't know how to process it and he just turns it into a joke. And that's my cue to just sit back. It is not, I need to share this with my tribe. So I have certain people that I message, can you chat? Or I'm going to leave them a voice message. Having your outlets helps as well. But understanding that we all walk in our own shoes. And when you are spiritually aware, just like Alara said, shields up, extra shields up as well. And calling them in, okay, asking your higher self to come through. I ask my higher self, if you know their name as well, my higher self is Azra. So I'll say, Azra, can you please come into my being and help me navigate the situation with grace and ease? So if I know I'm going to be around someone that is a trigger, or people that are energy vampires, like they just really seem to take that energy from you and you feel very drained, calling upon your higher self to help you navigate the situation. And you might need to do that a few times because our ego will like take off and then you bring them back in. But remember, it's for a moment in time that you're with them. Some people live with people with that as well, and that is a way of navigating, making sure you have your you time, you're grounding yourself and all of that. Love, joy, have your outlets so you can have your spiritual woo-woo-ness with all of that.
And also have your daily ritual. So I'm just going to interrupt for 1 second.
Yeah.
It's not just about saying shields up all the time and then you do no work on your own. You still have to do your work of grounding, connecting to spirit, bringing in the light, radiating your light, increasing your light frequency. You still have to do all that as well as shields up. You know, shields up is more like a temporary thing, like a temporary fix to strengthen your energy. But if you are, you know, you have a daily practice of raising a vibration, raising a frequency, doing meditation, being in joy, recognizing joy and appreciation and gratitude, that's more important than the shields up. Okay.
Yes.
So that is going to help to raise your frequency and vibration and energy to a level that I don't even say shields up. And I haven't for years, you know, maybe I should when I'm on these shows, but whatever.
But it's so true. And but also, oh, can you bring it back to me? Just went right out. Can you bring it back to me, please? They're talking about when you have this spiritual awareness as well, it's being able to not meet somewhere where they are, but understanding everyone's going through something. So even though they're spewing things out and it might be driving you nuts, our egoic self can be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're saying this. And you're spiraling down with those emotions. But when you bring in your higher self and you embody them and ask the guides to assist you, it's an awareness of seeing that person in a new light. What are they going through? Things like that as well. And it gives you more of that forgiving connection, that loving connection with them as well.
And
where
having
you
compassion.
I send you love. Yeah, I send you love and healing wherever you're at, if you accept it to assist you on your path. And sometimes I just say that in my mind, and it's just giving them some good juju. And it gives you more of a sense of awareness. And remember, it's a period of time. So if you're around them, it's like, okay, I have this certain period of time that I'm around them, and you have this awareness. But giving love as well has been a very big thing, because that's hard, especially when you have those triggers around you. Yeah, Pat, those triggers, that can be some of our best teachers. Isn't that so true? So sending love can really be impactful as well, and asking for clarity in your higher self to come forward. That was an awesome question.
Yeah, and keep doing the work. It'll be okay.
Yep.
And I know what that's like too. I mean, I complain about my husband all the time. He's like, he's so negative. So some days it's worse than other days. But then I keep telling myself, he's a patient. He's a patient. He's a patient. That's what I tell myself. And like when, you know, if I go visit my parents, you know, I cannot go for more than 2 weeks, because it's like they drive me crazy. I love them. They're great, but their negativity like drives me nuts. Right. So at that time I have to take more breaths, you know, I have to take more breaths, walk away, go outside, get some sun for a minute, you know. And then my mom wonders, why are you sitting outside in the sun? It's so hot. It's like, I just need a little bit of extra juju, you know. So I get that from the sun, right? Make sense? Yeah. So 'cause we can't change other people, but we can change our reactions to what we're perceiving from and around them. Right? Make sense? But thank you, Angela.
Love it.
Okay, what do you want to do? I don't know how many more questions you want to take, because I know you want to do a process, still the meditation, and we want to talk about your special offer.
Oh, yes. If you want to do the meditation, that would be great.
You want to do the meditation first and then talk about your special offer, or let's do the special offer first and then talk and then do the meditation.
We'll do that.
Why do I ask? It's like I'm gonna do what I know I want to do anyway. So it's like, why do I ask? All right, so it's really simple, folks. 1 second. All right, so Kristen's special offer is available at alara.at/show/Kristen6. Hopefully I said Kristen and not Crystal. I don't know what I said, but it's okay. You know who I'm talking about, you know what I mean? All right, so Kristen's special offer is a 60-minute personal reading with Kristen, as well as the bonus A Night with Spirit Masterclass. So Kristen, what can people expect in a reading? What can they ask? What can they receive? Can you tell us a little bit about that, what that's like?
Yes, with doing the 60-minute session, it is whatever comes through for your highest good at that time, what you're ready to hear, what we're wanting to navigate. Sometimes it's guides and spiritual advice, helping to navigate your gifts. Sometimes mediumship comes through, whatever is in your highest good. Sometimes we wind up doing some Reiki as well, to be able to clear anything out, or any healings, anything. But it is unique to each individual, and whatever is needed, we get it all in there in the 60 minutes. And I just can't say enough. It's just such a blast connecting with your guides and energies and loved ones to see what comes forward for your highest good.
Awesome. And then there's the bonus Night with Spirit Masterclass that's happening on July 1st.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. This is about reinventing the self on many different levels. So whether it's you're wanting to gain more confidence, you're wanting like the fountain of youth. I've used, Spirit has assisted me in changing my appearance. So I feel more confident, I don't look sick, that type of thing. But they have helped me navigate all of this, mental health as well. So depression, anxiety, I have a friend that is bipolar. So being able to navigate all of this to come and step into your true self, embodying more of your higher self and living your best life in this now moment.
Beautiful. And again, this package is available in 2 and 3 part payment plans, and you can use the 24-hour special 10% gift code TACS10. So please do take advantage of it. You know, so many people have worked with Kristen, not just Pat, but I've worked with Kristen. Other people who have, Clara, I think, worked with Kristen. She's great. So I also highly recommend working with Kristen. I was supposed to have a session with her a couple of weeks ago, but then it's like, oh, just timing, you know. So we're gonna book it again later at some point when we both have time. But definitely, if you can book a session with Kristen, please do so. And Kristen, how far ahead are you booking now?
I have availability beginning the end of August is
Okay,
when opening start. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that, you know, and it really, it doesn't matter when the session is, because whatever is most important at that time is what's going to come through, right? So trust and allow, and, you know, be accepting of that. It's not, you know, if whatever it's going to be best for you at that time. So
100%.
again, it's alara.at/show/Kristen6. I know we have more people with their hands raised and questions in the chat, but we do want to do the meditation, right?
Yes.
Where are you? There you are. All right. You want to? And I was like, I lost her. Where is she?
Here I am. Okay. So this meditation is to meet you where you're at, and it's to unlock abundance in whatever abundance is for you. So you can have your video on, or you can turn it off so you can fully allow yourself to let go. And let me explain to you why this is so important, and I get so emotional with it. I used to speak light language when I was a kid, and I never realized I did until my mom said you would jibber jabber and everything. Well, I was lovingly teased about it from my sisters. You know, it was never mean, it was always out of love, but I put up a block to that. And Spirit told me that I was going to be speaking and singing some light language today. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I've done it so much to prepare with my classes and everything. And this is me pushing forward from fear that I have. So knowing that there is wonderful things on the other side of fear. So I share that with you from my vulnerability, so you see where I'm coming from. Even though I hear and feel the light language come through and it seems easy, I still had holdups within my emotion. So allow this to bring forward what's meant for you at this time. When we do this meditation, we're going to be coming from the heart space, and it's just going to be in that space. And the guides ask that you just allow them to take you wherever you're meant to go. Sometimes you're meant to be in that void, in just this beautiful darkness with yourself. Maybe you're taken to another plane, an angelic realm, a galactic realm, into the earth. Allow whatever comes forward for you. So allow yourself to sink into your seat, or you can lay down if you'd like. Don't ever worry about falling asleep, because whatever is needed will flow through you. I'm going to turn on my Reiki as well. Light language and Reiki, they're all forms of energetic codes, sacred geometry that comes forward. And you're just accepting this energy if it resonates with you. But let's sink into our seats in this now moment. Take a good breath into the nose, let out a sigh, breathe in the day and light. Let it out with a sigh, just let it go, let it go. Breathe in one more time through the nose. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Whatever it is, Let it go. Feel lighter. Feel the lightness in your body. Let's just do a body scan. From the top of the head, your eyes are soft. Your jaw is slightly open and not clenched. Lift your shoulders up, relax them back down. Feel the relaxation pour down your arms. Take comfortable breaths. Go down to your belly. Make sure it's not sucked in. It's nice and loose and comfortable. Just breathe. Sink into your chair, your bed, and feel the relaxation go down to your feet. Breathe. Your root chakra is at the base of the spine. Grow your roots from your root to grow down into the earth. You have these earth star chakras at the bottom of your feet, and you can see those roots go down with your roots. From your root chakra, go down deep into the earth, going in all directions, growing your roots like a tree. Go down into the earth, into Gaia's heart, her crystalline heart. But the roots go in all different directions. Just like a tree communicates, the roots go at the top and deep down into the bottom. Grow your tree. Giving Gaia so much love and gratitude, we invoke her presence into our being now, to really anchor us, ground us, and protect us in this now moment as we do this meditation with this high vibratory frequencies. Feel her energy coming through your roots, up your feet, your legs, holding on to your legs, going into every chakra, your root, your sacral chakra, your solar, going up to your heart, your higher heart, throat, and crown, exploding out like a fountain and recirculating back into your being now. Breathe. God, creator, all that is, it is commanded that you pull, clear, cancel, and delete on all 4 levels and resolve on the history level any waywards, watchers, walk-ins, attachments, anything that does not serve our highest and greatest good, watching now or on the replay. We send all up to unconditional love now. Please allow us to be pure, clear channels of light now and as we go throughout our day, fully embodying our spirit with joy and love. 'Tis done, 'tis done, 'tis done. Thank you. Show me. Just breathe and set the intention to connect to your soul star chakra, bringing in your guides of the highest good to come forward, asking our guides of the highest good to please come close, come close, come close. And setting the intention for this light language for you, meeting you where you're at in this now moment. What is your intention? Abundance, in love, in confidence, in joy, in assisting you on your path, on your purpose, with your gifts, whatever it means for you. Go to your heart space. Feel the energy in the heart space. It might feel heavy, you might get palpitations, might feel just calm. Go to that space. Notice what you hear, see, feel, and know in this now moment. It can look black, and then you notice that it's just swirling like the galaxy. Just breathe in this now moment. As you sit in this space, we call upon the guides of the highest good. The beings that are coming forward is Thoth, the Egyptian god. We also bring forward the dragons of Mu. They are the dragons of Lemuria. We call upon the crystalline skulls for their wisdom and this beautiful loving connection. Just breathe as the light language comes forward. Just notice what you notice. Haye sit sit sai sai ki ana a ki a ti ne sashiana ses yes yes yes. Haya ane atiana. Sie 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 sie. Kuanashi anataya. They're going up the back with the energy. There's clearings that need to take place, things that are ready to come out of your past lives. You may notice dreams coming forward that don't make sense because it's not from this life. Oh, breathe, breathe, breathe. Sia, 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 sia. Breathe. Kayavas, Sianashia, Tie. Where you are now is exactly where you're meant to be. And with an open heart, allowing this energy to flow through these light codes to unlock more of your abundance, unlock more of your gifts to present themselves in this now moment. There's a lot of you that might be feeling a lot of tingling in the hands. I'm getting a lot in the left hand as well. Healing abilities coming forward more. Feeling a lot in the heart space, a lot of emotions coming out. Just flow with it, go with it, flow with it. They're bringing a softness of energy in, Kuan Yin. Yeah, kia a sia nie ya a kia tienya. Avia nash tuai an. A lot of you are getting colors in your mind's eye. The guides are just asking you to be open to their energy as they come closer to you now. Working through your energetic system. Cleansing and clearing what no longer serves you. Just breathe. Balancing the chakras. What's ready to be cleared and open is so. Feel into that heart space. And ask a question. What is it you wish to know in this now moment? Whatever question comes to mind, ask your guides. And trust the answer that flows to you. Ayanasashiye. Taking 3 good breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Helping to move the energy that we just worked on to flow. Let it go. Coming back from that heart space. Feeling that love and joy within your heart. Giving love and gratitude to our guides of the highest good for coming forward. The openness of your spirit. Start feeling into your body. Moving your hands, your feet. Move your shoulders. Maybe you feel like you need to stretch just a bit. And when you're ready, you can come back and open your eyes.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I'm slowly coming back. How's everybody doing? What message did you get for with your question? And you may have gotten it right now, or you may not. You may get it later. That's okay.
Yes, and it can come to you because they're actually saying it can come to you. Is it 24 hours? Yes. Is it 48 hours? No. Okay, so over the next 24 hours, you might get more realizations that will come through to you. So allow those questions to be answered. Remember, searching for it can put up a block. So being able to be extra aware, and which reminds me, Alara is yawning. My husband gets like narcoleptic when I give him Reiki. And when there's information that comes forward, that just means it's time for the body to rest and allow yourself to surrender. So that way they can fully work on your being too. The dragons of Mu, as they call themselves, are the dragons of Lemuria, and they are very high vibrational frequencies, and they are very clairsentient. So they are big on having you feel that they're around. So if you felt more than you normally do, let me know, because they are very clairsentient, as well as the crystal skulls that come through with their wisdom.
Awesome. Yeah, so wow, Pat says a lot of movement out the back of the throat chakra. Awesome.
Ooh,
Good.
great.
Angela says waiting for realizations.
Mhm.
I was in Egypt during construction of the pyramids. Lovely process. Oh, good.
Ooh, wow, wow,
Awesome.
wow.
So I wonder what information you're going to receive, because Toth was there, you said, right?
Toth was there, and I'm actually wearing the Ankh too. So a lot of Egyptian energy. Toth greets me in the morning when I go outside. So
Nice.
with the birds.
And Sarah says, learning to know that what I need will show up. Relax. I've recently started yawning, which I love, as I know I am shedding what I don't need.
Yes.
Yeah. Pat says, very close and heavy presence. So I'm assuming the guides were very close and heavy presence.
Yeah, sometimes it can feel crushing because there's such a high frequency. They can get so close. I used to get anxiety with that, but you can feel that. That's an amazing thing. Yeah.
And Joy was told that she's a dragon master. Awesome.
And look what I have here. I have all of my dragons out as well. So feeling that dragon energy, that's awesome, Joy.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Wow. So yeah, you're probably still going to perceive more. So drink some water, walk around, get some, I always like to say, get some fresh air. That always helps too, as well, for the energies to integrate with more ease.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sarah says, I love hearing what the love and support you get from your guides daily. Yeah, and the thing is, we all get love and support from our guides daily. If you're willing to receive it and acknowledge it, and just see that everything that you're receiving is from your guides and the divine and the angels, you know, that we are always, always, always receiving.
Yeah.
They're always sharing with us, supporting us. Kristen, whew.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna be floating today, really ground today. Again, like Alara said, drink water, have some good root vegetables as well. So eat those chakras too. So really allow yourself to go, allow yourself to rest. And if you can, like Alara said, get out in nature and just be and breathe, to allow Gaia to do whatever she needs to do to assist your energy. Invoke minerals to assist.
Yeah, exactly. And definitely book a session with Kristen. You know, like I said before, her sessions are great, very informative, very helpful, very supportive. And she's not giving you guidance from her mind. She's channeling the wisdom from your guides and team as well. So please do check that out, alara.at/show/Kristen6. Any other last words of wisdom, Kristen? I know we went a little bit long. We went over already, but
we always do, and you know I love it.
I know we always do. I can't help it. Can't help it.
Biggest thing, I just give you all so much love and gratitude for being here with me today in this moment. I am grateful to all of you. The biggest thing from the guides is there's a lot of emotion coming forward. I'm asking them to step back, but they're saying this is very important. Honor who you are in this now moment. Love your journey and your path. It is beautiful, and it is you. Love you on such a deep level. Bring joy and love in your heart and in your life, because you are worthy of it. Laugh at yourself. It's okay. So they bring you so much love and joy, and they ask you to interact with them, whether it is, can you show me a sign, show me a koala? It is an interaction with them. Can you give me a green light so I don't hit a red light so I can get there in time? Different things. Interact with them and play with the energy. It is so much fun and brings so much joy in your life. And love and blessings to all of you.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. And when I asked for my message, I asked what else can I offer to my community? What else can I offer to my clients and community? And they said, offer more of yourself. Like, more of myself. Okay. How do I do that now? More of myself. Okay. It's like okay, more. So we'll see how that comes out as more. So yeah. Cloning, Pat says. Cloning. Yes, that's what we need, more cloning for sure. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Kristen. This was awesome. Wonderful information, wonderful process, meditation. And of course, your sessions are, awesome and amazing and so helppful. So definitely, I highly recommend working with Kristen if you can. So alara.at/show/Kristen6. And so yeah, I think we've said it all. We've done it all, right? The only thing I would add, Kristen, for you personally, like you love your garden so much, you share your garden, all over Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Somehow you want to start to incorporate that in your sessions, healing work, something to do with your garden, your beautiful garden, beautiful flowers, plants, everything that you're creating there. So magical and so beautiful. So see how you can incorporate that.
Thank you.
With your clients as well.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because sometimes the plants will actually reveal themselves and I'll see them in my mind's eye. So if that's what comes up in your session, I'll be like, okay, the Coleus plant is coming forward for you. And they each do different things and have different messages. They are spirit guides. So, and I actually do sit, my desk is right here in front of my window where I see the garden. So the birds have messages, the dragonflies have messages. So you're
Beautiful.
Spot on, Alara, because that does come out in sessions. That's why I sit here and look outside, because nature does interact. It's part of what I do. I'm an intuitive gardener and I use spirit when I garden. I was out there Reikiing them this morning because I have some plants that are not blooming and I want to see some blooms. My hibiscus are giving me an issue. So
oh, that's beautiful. Plant medicine, Pat says. Yes.
Yeah,
medicine.
Oh, so powerful. You can invoke them. That's why going outside and just, if you feel depleted, Gaia, I call upon the elementals to please come forward and please bring through anything and everything that is needed, any kind of plant medicine, anything like that, minerals that can come through, and you can feel, just be and feel a shift. Maybe it's colors or something comes to mind or you hear something. So, and honor that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And Sarah says she's not afraid of spiders. Feel free to send them to her. I will send all my spiders and flies and bugs to anybody who wants them. Not my thing at all. But thank you so much, Kristen. This was awesome. We'll have to have you back again. And for those of you who missed out on getting a chance to work with Kristen now, please book a session with her. You will not be sorry. You will love it. You'll appreciate it. She's a gift. So thank you. All right.
Thank
so until
you.
next time, everyone. Oh yeah, tomorrow. Hold on. Tomorrow they called at 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay, just telling you all now. It's 9 a.m. Eastern. All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Chrissy.
Bye. Bye, Catherine. Bye, Pat.
Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye.